Hello, I got Modestman here. This is sort of their flagship. Seems like it's their most commonly brewed single IPA. It's a beautiful thing. Citra single hop IPA. They have a double IPA that's just Citra called the most beautiful thing in the world or something. And this one's 7%. I just went to the brewery, got it on draft there. So I got some cans. It really is kind of reminds me of like Trillium, kind of a throwback to the ultra hazy, just straight Citra, really simple IPAs. um, but I was a little disappointed when I looked at the can. It says it's brewed by by Mass Landing Brewing in Westbrook, Maine. Which Mass Landing haven't had any of their beers in a long time, but they make some decent beers. They can do some decent IPAs, but just I went to the brewery and I guess a lot of their stuff they contract brew now. Um, and yeah, they kind of do the super hazy thing where the head's not always great, but I feel like the beers I had from them, this glass isn't super clean. The beers I had for them years ago seemed like a little bit better quality. Like the head on this is gonna fizz out real fast. I had a pale ale there on draft that seemed like it had a hint of diacetyl that's like a buttery, kind of fake buttery aroma off flavor. Just a little bit. But that can happen in extremely hoppy, lower alcohol beers, I find. Called hop creep. But this one, I'm just getting great big wafts of citra aroma. It's kind of like DDH 4 Point, but bigger. 4 Point, they used to call that a pale ale. I don't know if they still do. From Trillium. That's just like citra focused, super dry hopped beer. This one you can see it's really pale, really hazy, just citra. So it's kind of like bringing me back to that. A lot of breweries aren't. I mean, citra's obviously still the most popular hop in the world. I think most grown hop, but it's like there's so many other ones. A lot of breweries are more excited about New Zealand hops these days. I'm getting a little tired of them, honestly, at this point. Except for like Motueka, that's my and Nelson's pretty damn good. Well, this kind of brings you back to those first super hazy, super tropical IPAs I had, 10 years ago. Just like lemon, lime, passion fruit. Yeah, very fruity. And they don't give you any descriptors, but pretty sure it's a pretty simple beer. And it's definitely got a Modestman touch to it. Their beers are always super aromatic, super heavily dry hopped. It doesn't seem like it's a Mass Landing type beer. The brewery that brewed it, very aromatic. And I often don't buy their beers in stores because they don't have a date on them and they're quite expensive. The brewery had this on draft. It was good, and this is smelling very nice and fresh. It's like guava, I guess, big juicy guava. Mango, peachy, just lots of tropical stone fruit stuff going on. And of course, orange juice too, maybe a hint of grapefruit, but not that more on the bitter end of citrus. Yeah, really nice big smell, well, kind of like Trillium. And whew, it's got a bite. You can see the head died down. There's a little bit of foam. We'll see how long that lasts. Yes, it's got that polyphenol, heavily dry hop bite. So polyphenols are one of the active ingredients in making all the flavor and everything in hops. Um, they also Polyphenols are antioxidants, so they're good for you in some ways. But they also make this. They're very tannic. They make this bitterness on your tongue. It dries it out, makes it feel kind of chalky a little bit. I sometimes it bothers me a lot. Sometimes it doesn't. It's mainly what I like about this beer is that the fermentation is clean, the aroma is really good, the flavor is really good. It's got some body. It's definitely a chalky-ish body, got a bite to it, but it gives you that really nice aroma and flavor. And there's enough sweetness and body to kind of handle a little bit. It doesn't, because sometimes those antioxidants can just turn it into all spiciness. Like, it has a very spicy finish, kind of grapefruit like, actually, but it's not overwhelming. It doesn't just taste like chalk and black pepper and earth. Sometimes it can get really earthy and incensey. This is not doing that. It's staying bright, citrusy, stone fruity. Yeah, peachy mango, peach mango. I guess grapefruit's getting stronger now. And it's quite a bit like Fort Point, and like also sort of like Trillium Street Series a bit maybe. Those are a little bit bigger, somewhere between Fort Point and Trillium Street Series. With the, I like how the yeast in this is kind of, I mean, it's so heavily dry hop that you're not going to notice a huge amount of yeast flavors, but it's definitely hop forward. It's not depending on the yeast to create all these tropical flavors. It's definitely the Citra. Um, very, very nice. But the whole experience isn't knock it out of the park. But if you like those Citra double dry hop beers, punch you in the face, super haze, this will not let you down. For sure. But at a store, if you know it's always kept refrigerated, then maybe you can feel better buying one of these. But it's hard to know when they release these. They don't really do a lot of social media posts. They definitely don't do posts about every new batch. They definitely don't do that. But it's good. But I'm probably, not going to buy any of their beer anytime soon. There's a little bit of a oregano, almost like herbal dankness coming out right now too. Yeah, it's nice. It doesn't totally mess up the all the bright fruitiness. Just adds another level to it. It makes you realize that this isn't just there's no fruit add to this. Just the amazing hop. This is all just for everything you can get from hops. And Citra hops by themselves work. Some brewers call them cheater hops. So if this had a nicer feel, this would be up over 4.5%. But yeah, it's a little bit, the lingering bitterness, chalkiness is a bit much. It doesn't overtake my face with like mentholy type stuff, which is good. Excuse me. It's not like diesel dank where you get notes of like boozy bourbon. This isn't boozy. So I give it a 4.37, I guess. 4.4 maybe.